Okay, welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving straight into something absolutely wild. The haunting of Kala Khandar, anatomy of a ghost trap. We are unraveling the terrifying mystery of a geographical ghost trap. We're looking at the chilling lore of a village that doesn't just happen to be haunted, it actively lures unsuspecting travelers into a supernatural nightmare. It's this incredibly fascinating mix of folklore, psychological manipulation, and just sheer terror. We're going to break down exactly how this trap is set, how it springs shut, and the tragic lore that fuels the whole shebang.
Don't go forward. Stop. Don't go forward. Now imagine hearing that out of nowhere. Before the danger is even fully realized, these frantic, disembodied warnings literally fill the air, setting a tone of utter dread. What's so fascinating here is that it acts as this auditory red flag. It's like the universe itself, or maybe even past victims, screaming at our protagonists to just turn back. But as you'll see, and as with all great horror stories, the warning is tragically ignored.
Section 1. The Missing Friend.
So every trap needs bait, right? Here, the bait is a personal connection. We follow a group of friends, Maya, Karan, Sonali, and Kanika, who are desperately searching for their thrill-seeking buddy, Vipul, and the situation escalates with terrifying speed. Just hours ago, they were celebrating Maya and Karan's engagement. A totally normal, happy day. Then, an hour later, Vipul goes completely off the grid during a solo bike trip. The real pivot point is this frantic, static-filled phone call from him telling them to come to a GPS location called Kala Khandar. It brilliantly illustrates how quickly normalcy devolves into a chaotic rescue mission. They're literally following a digital map straight into a nightmare.
Section 2. Welcome to Kala Khandar.
As they drive down this eerie road to the village, they ignore some massive warning signs. Kanika literally sees a mysterious figure draped in a white sheet on the side of the deserted road, and they just push forward. But here's where it gets really interesting. When they arrive, they don't find a dark, abandoned ghost town. To the naked eye, they see a bustling, joyous village wedding. Hospitable locals, vibrant decorations, and boom, Vipul is right there, safe and sound. But the reality? It's a complete mirage. This festive scene is an intricately designed supernatural trap. The village is weaponizing comfort to completely disarm them.
Section 3. The illusion shatters. Of course, that comfort cannot last forever. We hit the turning point where the mask slips and pure psychological horror bleeds into reality. Maya wanders slightly off the path, gets attacked by a terrifying burned man, and stumbles upon a horrifying discovery. I just saw Vipul's dead body. He was dead before we even arrived. This hits like an absolute freight train. It creates immense, mind-bending panic. Because remember, the rest of the group is currently sitting outside laughing and chatting with a version of Vipul who is walking around perfectly fine. Then Sonali checks the digital camera she's been using all night, and the sheer terror really sets in. The digital lens strips away the supernatural illusion. Vipul doesn't appear in any of the photos. Kanika, who had wandered off earlier, she's completely missing too. In fact, none of the smiling villagers register on the camera's sensor at all. They realize they are completely surrounded by spirits. The friends they thought they were talking to have already been replaced.
Section 4. Rajo, the Vengeful Bride.
Okay, to understand exactly why this is happening, we need to pause the panic and dig into the architect of this whole nightmare, Rajo. The origin of the village's curse follows a classic, tragic three-step escalation. Step 1. A grand wedding is planned, but the groom mysteriously fails to arrive on the wedding day. Step 2. The absolute devastation leads the heartbroken bride, Rajo, to take her own life in sorrow. And Step 3. This is where the tragedy turns into terror. Her restless spirit curses the entire village. It's frozen in the moment of her wedding, serving as an eternal trap to ensnare new men to replace the groom who abandoned her.
Which brings us to her chilling motivation. My groom didn't come, so no one else will marry. This is my groom now. The lore reveals that Rajo's spirit uses the village's illusion to hypnotize outsiders. Because Maya and Karan are newly engaged, Karan becomes the perfect target. It's this potent mix of vengeance and eternal tragic longing. Rajo is basically saying, since my wedding was ruined, I'm stealing Karan, destroying Maya's future, and finally getting my groom.
Section 5. No escape. This deep dive into the lore slams us right back into the frantic present. The horrors compound all at once in this desperate climax. Vipul was killed before they even arrived. Kanika was claimed by the spirits shortly after. Now, Karan is completely hypnotized, aggressively intent on marrying the ghost bride. Maya and Sonali realize they are entirely alone. They have to physically break a supernatural trance and drag a grown, fighting man back to their car while an entire village of spirits closes in on them. It is an absolute nightmare.
As they frantically attempt to drag Karan away and escape, Rajo's chilling final declaration echoes through the dark. You are mine, and you won't go anywhere. You will only marry me. It's an incredibly intense battle of wills, blurring the lines between survival and eternal damnation. The illusion is totally gone, replaced entirely by this aggressive, overwhelming supernatural force.
Which leaves us with this final, incredibly unsettling thought. If Kala Khandar is a trap that never resets, a permanent geographical anomaly fueled by a sorrow that just cannot be quenched, who will the Ghost Bride claim next? As long as those GPS coordinates exist, the trap remains open, waiting quietly off the grid for the next group of friends to take a wrong turn. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Stay curious, stay observant, and honestly, you might want to double-check your maps.